Yep. The arcade. Yep. So, 2344 Prospect. And that was my joints, man. Right across from the 30th projects on Carnegie. Yep. Community college. Yep, absolutely, man. Heck yeah. I got in that Milton Manor, man. I was just so excited to be free, man. It's just a wonderful feeling to be able to do, okay, close that door. It's just a wonderful feeling to be able to just see another side. That stuff, man, I'm telling you, man, that was a beautiful feeling, brother. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Just to be able to unlock my own doors with my own keys, because if you doing 10 years, and it's just like, you don't never hold on to no keys. You don't never unlock no doors because it's people opening the doors for you to get out your dorm. It's like it's no doors that you unlock. So when I had the opportunity to be able to unlock my own door, that stuff was next level for me, man. Right. And that's why I say that's what makes that story just so the story is just it's a beautiful thing because anybody can do it. This is low hanging fruit. It's just about will you do it? Because when I can say that I actually did minimum wage to be able to save up my money for those 6 months and then to be able to get my own apartment coming from that 10 years of incarceration, I didn't go stay with nobody. I got my own apartment. So it's just same as this. So if you was in here, it's like to stack up the money, man. So you'll just go out here and just be able to go ahead and just get your own stuff.
So you say 6 months in the joint before you get home?
I say six months in a transitional, in a halfway house. Yeah. So in the halfway house, you in there, you get all your food is paid for and stuff like that. And you just, man, they give you they hold on to your money, but you can go ahead and request the money to, you can request the money and you can spend it on stuff. But I had my brothers, they came and they was dropping me a little money here and there to get my food and stuff like that, snacks and things like that. They got me clothes, so I didn't have to touch that, right? So I used that to just stack. When I got out the halfway house, man, after the 6 months, brothers, I had $3,500, man. And people might be like, $3,500, but $3,500 is a good start. You see what I'm saying? And then when I looked at my apartment, my apartment was $475 a month. Right? And I had to come with $950 to be able to, for the security deposit for me to be able to move in. So I came to them with the $950. I still had about $2,500, $2,600 left from that I had saved, and I still had my job too, right? So everything was just clicking for me, man. So I took the $2,600 and I said, okay, well, I still got some money left. Okay, I went and got me a two-door Buick Regal for $1,750 off of 65th and Clark on the west side. So I say, man, let me go ahead and get me this Buick Regal. Bought it straight off the lot, right? I say, man, that puppy the paint was peeling, but it was cool. That puppy was a runner. It got me from point A to point B. So I had my license, because I got my license the day before I got out of the halfway house. I had my license. I had the second day home, I had my car. The first day home, I had my apartment, right? So I just had stuff together. And then I got my insurance. I got car insurance because I wanted to make sure that I was cool. And plus I got full coverage. And they said, why you want full coverage on the 95 Buick Regal? I'm like, man, because they be stealing cars over there. I'm like, man, they steal this puppy. I'm going to get me another car. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got the full coverage on my car, on my Buick. It ain't get stolen.
You should have went to the auction.
Fuck with that though.
Why don't you go to the auction?
Man, I ain't had that to do at that time,
It's just, you'd be surprised if you come out with it at the auction.
Right, I know, but it's just like, and you got to do stuff to, to be able to buy from the auction too, and not only that, but you got to buy as is. You know what I'm saying? So at least when I bought it from that car lot, they still worked on my car. So when I needed stuff done, I would just have to buy the parts, and they would go ahead and fix it. You buy it from the car auction. It's all you know. So I just wanted to put myself in the best position to be able to take off, man. I've been running ever since. 14 years later, I'm still here, man. You know, I've eclipsed my 10-year prison sentence by 4 years. So then that means I was incarcerated for 10. I've been home for 14. So I've eclipsed my 10-year prison sentence out on the streets by 4 years, man. You know, that's next level, man. But that's the process, man. But that was a beautiful thing. When I was on that video, that's why I was just absorbing that stuff in, man, because I remember, man, how it was, man, you know, and how I felt during them times, man. I was running up and down the street to make it to work because I said that I'm not about to get fired, man, because if I get fired, then what am I going to do? Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was just, man, on that, and people was like, man, bro, you ain't getting nothing but $8, you know, an hour, you know. I'm like, man, but hey, it's more than what I was getting, and it's my start. You ain't got to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. The issue is that people never get started. You know, people never get started because they waiting for everything to, you know, fall in alignment. They want everything to be like they need it to be, you know, before they get started. It's like, no, the same thing with business, man. People don't get their business started because they waiting for everything to click like they want it to click, right? And I say, man, hey, bro, the reason why your business ain't take off because you ain't been doing business. The biggest part in business is doing business. Right. People try to make everything be. You know, they try to do that what starts within. The board try to tell me, like, you can't go and have a fundraiser and stuff like that until we got the website all put together. We got everything right. We want to be looking good. And I'm like, man, forget that. We need to go ahead and do the fundraiser so we can have a website, a polished website, so we can raise money. Like, but they like, man, no. I'm like, man, I'm getting people donating food. I got Franklin University donating the space. They were still trying to come against me of having the dang on fundraiser. The board ended up saying, I'm done. I ain't gonna be with this. I'm gone. Because they had all of the letters behind their names, right? They was like lawyers and things like that. You know, they had all of this college experience and stuff like that. You know, sometimes smart people just be so dang on smart that they ineffective, right? They be so smart they can't move forward. But me knowing how to push things, I'm like, man, look, man, ain't nobody gonna put this stuff together like us, man. So I'm gonna get, man, boots to the ground and get it done. And I grind it, man, and that's how it got done, man. That's how we was able to implement programs inside of the facilities, the way that we've implemented programming. When you see that Walking Logo documentary, man, that's what it is. Like you seen, I don't know if you got to the part where you seen a professor teaching the class to the incarcerated women in Franklin Medical Center, right? Okay, yeah, so then that's closer to the middle, almost at the end, where you'll see the incarcerated woman getting taught business management. That's the same professor that taught me from Marion Technical College when I was incarcerated. He was one of the professors that was coming in that knew his stuff. He's like 70-something years old. That brother got so much experience, just a wealth of knowledge, right? And when he was teaching us back then, it was like, man, wow. So I apply the same things that he was teaching, man, back then now. Right, he just makes it so clear. So now when I starts within, I say, man, you know what? I'm going to contract him to come in and teach. Next level, I contract him to come in and teach the module of small business and entrepreneurship.
It's crazy because like we in here, like we don't get no opportunity. Like, you know, like you said, like, you get to come home and you got to come home to a couple dollars and stuff like that. You don't get that opportunity.
But that was halfway when you was in there, though. That's the only way you could do that, though.
Yeah, no doubt. But right.
I'm just saying, I mean, I've been in TC too, though, but I'm just saying, like, here is like, the difference between here is there. Like, we're here, like, I'm here for 120 days, and I'm off papers, nothing.
Right.
Out the door. To what?
Right, no doubt.
I was telling my baby mom, I was like, because I don't want to, like, me and my baby mom cool, but I'm not living with her.
Right.
You know I'm not going back to granny.
Right.
I don't want to live with no female.
Right.
So, like, now it put me in a predicament, like, do I go back to doing what I know with something I really don't want to do? Like, you know, that's like the last resort of anything on my mind.
Dope boy, or you want to go out and do it right?
But I'm just saying, though, like, where am I going to stay at? You know what I'm saying?
Doubt.
What kind of, how am I going to get to work? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
They're not giving you that opportunity for it. It's just like, all right, well, bye, your dog papers, whatever. Okay, now what? You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, then.
So I'm telling you like this, brother, and I'm gonna be straight up. And that's what I ain't gonna like. Man, the biggest problem is you not knowing you. That's the biggest problem you got. There's no other problem that's bigger than you not knowing you. Once you know who you are, brother, none of that stuff matters because you'll be able to figure that stuff out, man. Yeah, like that stuff can't stop you, right? So it can't stop you. So now what you got to do during this time, instead of saying, man, okay, you don't have the 6 months to be able to stack up your bread, but what you can do is you can continue to peel back the layers so you can get more and more closer to the authentic you, right? Because once you become the authentic you, guess what that will do? That will attract other people of quality. And when you attract other people of quality, what comes with that other people of quality is opportunity, brother. Like, that's how I've been able to overcome the attempted murder, possession of drugs, drug trafficking, possession of firearms, is because of the people that I've been able to connect to. And I'm getting opportunities from those relationships. But the reason why I'm connecting to them is because of who I've become. And that's why it's so important to just work on yourself, brother. Like, you don't have to work on everything else. You don't have to work on systems. You don't have to work on other people. The greatest work that's going to have to be done is the work that you do on yourself. How are you thinking, right? But if you thinking in a way where you like, man, what am I going to do, man? They ain't giving us the opportunity, man. I'm going to have to go back to doing what I did. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to go back to doing what you did, and you're going to get the results that you have gotten. That's just what it is. So that's what you got to work on, is what you are telling yourself. It's a lot of times, man, the conversation that we are having inside of our heads is the conversation that stops us from being able to level up to another level, man. So that's how serious it is. But how can you have a different conversation if you ain't in getting no different input? If you ain't reading nothing different, if you ain't listening to nothing different, if you listening to somebody who's telling you, and they'll go ahead and say, man, yeah, you're right, man, ain't nothing you're going to be able to do, man, stick a fork in you, right? Right. And supports that, right. Then that's how you'll continue to go. And the mind is everything, brother. You need your mind to serve you. You don't want your mind to work against you. So if you come out and say, man, dang, man, it ain't going to be nothing, bro, like, done. You ain't gonna be able to overcome it, man, because it's gonna be too much out there. And then your children gonna have to live without you in their life. What matters?
Right. What matters is I still need a place to stay when I go.
No doubt. No, the only thing you need, everything you need, brother, you got.
It's in here.
So then that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Everything that you need, you got. Period. Everything that you need, you got. Now you just got to utilize what you got.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Everything you need, you got. That means only thing that you need is your dang on mind, brother. Like, everything you need, you got. You got your mind. Brother, you got to use your mind to be able to figure the stuff out. Everything you need, you got.
It's nothing for me to go home and live with a female.
Brother, everything you need, you got. If you got to sleep on the benches, brother, until you go ahead and set yourself up. Brother, I slept with the roaches. Right? On 30th and in the Milton Manor, I slept with the roaches. Them puppies was jumping off of the ceiling on me, man. And I'm like, man, I'ma still get it done. I was going over to my brother's house, man. He was staying on the lake. Stuff was looking good. But I said, man, I'ma go ahead and make the most of what I do have. Once you start to look at where you at as being not something that you can take advantage of, then that's when you'll squander your opportunity, brother. And once you squander your opportunity, brother, you're gonna be in a worse situation. But that's the decisions that we make. Everything is about the way that you look at it. So when you look at it and say, man, you know what? Hey, how old are you? 28. Man, I'm 28, man. I'm the youngest I'll ever be, right? Because you're the youngest that you'll ever be right now today, right? I'm the youngest that I'll ever be. I'm the furthest that I'll ever be. Why? Because I got all of this experience to be able to pour into my 28, to be able to pour into right now. When you start to think like that, right, I'm going to take everything, all of my failures, all of my successes, and I'm going to use that information and I'm going to pour it into right now. I'm going to make right now the best that it can possibly be. But the issue is that, man, you know what? I'm not going to look at all of my failures. I'm not going to look at all of my successes, and I'm not going to use my failures and my successes. So then what happens is that I'll continue to duplicate my failures. Everything you need, brother, you got. Everything that you got, you need. Don't squander the stuff that you got, brother.
If I may, a
good example. I done thought about this myself. You know, as far as not going and living with a female. I thought I might have to swallow my pride, go to the Harmony House.
The Harmony House. Harmony House is there. Harmony House is there. Right.
It's like a halfway house.
Where there's a will, there's a mother-loving way. It has to be a will.
They'll pay your first deposit, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
You keep working, stacking up while you're here, and then you off and roll.
But you know, man,
come
on, man.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
But you know, come on, man.
Come on, what? Like, do you want to get rid of this or not? Or do you just kind of want to get rid of this? Do you want to get rid of this type of situation? No doubt. So then you just kind of want to get rid of it. So you just kind of want to get rid of it. So if you just kind of want to get rid of it, then you got to continue to embrace it. You got to continue to say, hey, can I get a cigarette so I can smoke? You got to continue to say, man, hey, can I go outside to get some fresh air? You got to continue to embrace this, love it, become one with it, right? That's what it is. Because you got to be willing to do whatever is necessary to be able to get over this. That's the difference with me from guys who wasn't able to get over this, is that I was just willing to do whatever I needed to get done to get over this. So then when I was filling out applications, you know where I was going? I was going to fast food restaurants. I sold dope and I made money. And I put myself in a position, I said, man, hey, I'm going to go and work in a fast food restaurant. I don't care about what nobody's saying. Right. What they thinking is none of my business. I got to go ahead and get rid of prison institutions, facilities from my from my story. Like, I'm writing a new ending.
Right.
So I was willing to do whatever. So then that's why I sat up here and slept. That's why I slept. That's why. Right. No doubt. Jeez, man, that's a little lady calling, man. My daughter, man, getting stuff right. But that's why I did what I did, brother. Like, that's what I did. That's why I did what I did, man. Like, I was working in the elements. That means that when I was in the scrapyard working, brother, like, the stuff was cold in a mug, man. It was cold in a mug, and that's when I got my job in Columbus. Cold in a mug, man, and I'm working in the scrapyard separating metals and engines and stuff like that. For the China man, for $8, man. I was willing to do whatever. But when you got some reserves, brother, that's how this will not be able to get eliminated from your story. So if you don't like it now,
change it.
You ain't gonna like it in the future when it gets worse. Because these places is going to get worse. Prison is going to get worse. You got to intentionally do something to make your situation better, or it will be worse. So again, only thing that I come in here to do is just tell brothers what it is. But I can't make you want it. I can't make you want to be that father that is accessible to your children. Because right now when you're in here, your children, they don't have access to you. Yeah. Like they would if you was out there. You are under restrictions.
An hour.
And when you think about that, you got to say, man, what am I willing to do to get it done? And when you can say, man, I'm willing to do whatever, right, then that's when it'll get done. Right. But if you say, man, hey, I'll do it as long as this and right, this and this lines up, but if that and that don't line up, then I ain't gonna do it. Then guess what? It ain't gonna get done. It's not even set up for it to get done, because it's a system that's in place that's waiting for your children. And as long as you neglect to become who you need to be, that system is going to be ready for your children when they become adults, because the chances of them duplicating your story and end up in a system too as well is great. Because they ain't got you there to show them how to be. And they learning how to be from the TV, from the businesses and things like that, that is setting them up to be food on somebody's table. It's setting them up to be somebody's salary. This stuff ain't a game, brothers. Like, I kid you not, this stuff ain't no game. This stuff is too doggone serious, man. Your life is too doggone serious. Man, you're too valuable to be sitting up in a facility somewhere being controlled by a system, man. You're too valuable for this stuff, man. But I can say it all day long. Until you say it, it don't matter. Yeah. You'll continue to sell yourself on the clearance rack. For sale. Discount.
It's like I was telling my girl, on the phone the other night. Like, yeah, I had to switch up jobs and do this and that, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit less money, but in the end, I'm still gonna figure out where I could be better at.
Absolutely, man.
I gotta place myself. Money. Yeah, I'm still making money. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's good. That's the mind.
I gotta figure out where I'm more valuable at, where I can put my skills to the test at. Like, I love driving forklift. I didn't get the opportunity at Major Metals. They wanted to keep me as a stacker, and I'm better than that.
No doubt.
I'm better than what they wanted to give me. And for the shit I had to put up with, no, I couldn't stay.
Perfect example. Working at Speedway last year, I ain't last about 2 weeks. Okay, working as a cashier, I was like, this ain't me, you know.
Yeah, and my girl's like, you can't switch up a job every week. I can't until I find the right one for me.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I can as long as I'm still getting that job in.
Right.
I bounced and got me another job, man. So, truck stops and lifting up the bags, you know, them truckers be putting anything up in there when they, you know, get the gases and stuff, man. I was over that. I went and got me another job.
Right.
I planned that shit up and...
Go get another job. But make sure you get another job. Like, again, you running your own race. Brother, if it ain't here, but I'll tell you what, don't quit a job until you get another job.
It's hard to keep a job when you don't have the tools to keep the job. See what I'm saying? You don't have the house to sleep in. You don't have the car to get there.
Brother, I'm telling you, and this is all about the way that we think. As long as you say that you don't got, brother, you will never have enough. As long as you say that, you will never have enough.
It's gonna be rough for me coming from having this and having that and having this, and actually like, all right, I'm coming home fresh start, nothing. Like, I could live with this female, but I know we toxic. I could live with this female, but you know what I'm saying? Can't trust her.
Brother, you know you can't talk that to me, right? You know you can't talk that to me, right? Because I came home with the Great Recession. You know who was applying for jobs during the Great Recession? People with degrees, right? Like, so it was higher level people applying for jobs, the lower level jobs with degrees, brother. The economy had hit the Great Recession. The economy was declared the Great Recession in 2008.
You had a vehicle.
Bruh, how do you think that happened?
Harmony House.
You was in the facility.
Harmony House. Harmony House.
Yeah,
brother gave you the direction. Harmony House.
Save up money.
Exit program. Whatever it is that you gotta do, brother, you gotta be willing to do that. But you gotta say, man, the brother who you said that stuff. If you don't like lines, brother, the best way is to stay in line.
Like getting in line and stay in line.
If you don't like the line, then stay in line. Because as long as you keep on getting out of line, guess what's going to happen? It's just going to get further and further back. And that's relative to what? It's just you just get more and more time. As long as you continue to come back in these facilities, it's going to be more and more damaging. You're going to be further and further back from where you're trying to get to.
See, you already a step ahead of me. You got the license.
So that's what it is, brothers.
I got vehicles, but I can't get caught. I get caught, I go sit 3 years. Bike. Even riding a bike. Yeah.
Bike, right? But guess what? It doesn't look cool, right? And you think it doesn't look cool. So you asking yourself, that's what I'm saying is, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want to look cool? Or do you want to be cool? Do you want to look good? Or do you want to actually be good?
I mean,
right?
What's the point of having 17 pairs of J's if you can't make that house payment?
What do you want? Do you want to? Are you okay with looking good? Because looking good, it does come with some
perks.
It comes with some perks. It's just asking yourself, are you okay with those perks? The perks that looking good comes with is people looking at you and say, "Oh man, you fresh to death, man. Look at you, man." And they talking about you in a good way. That's the perks that it come with. Are you okay with that? Because you can have that and then still be in a depressed state and still be all bad and still be like, man, my life sucks. But they are saying everything that you are and saying, man, you are great. I like the way you look. You look fresh to death. That's the perks that it comes with. Me, myself, I want to be in a situation to where I'm controlling my environment to the best of my ability, brother. So I started, and we're going to get started with class. I started working $6.85 an hour. I moved up to $8 an hour. I was working in crazy conditions where the Chinaman told me, he says, man, you get paid what you worth. I say, man, what the heck? I'm like, all this work I'm doing. And he says, man, I said, man, up my pay. He says, I ain't upping your pay. I tried to go in there and demand a pay raise. He says, man, I ain't upping your pay. I'm paying you for what you worth. You ain't worth more than that. I'm paying you $8 an hour. He used to have us working overtime. He paid us under the table, the overtime. He didn't even do time and a half. Wow. It was straight for the dollar for dollar. And I said, man, this is crazy, no doubt. But I did that stuff, man. I did that stuff. That's the price that has to be paid. This stuff is not free. So people will see me coming up in the Benzes and stuff. That stuff ain't free.
Yeah.
I paid the price, brothers. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price? You can't go up to the dang on counter and say, man, hey, I got $5 for something that costs $19.99. They're not going to give you the product that you are trying to get. You got to come to the counter with $19.99. You can't come with $5 and expect you to get that product that's for $19.99.
You gotta have at least $22.50 for that taxes.
That's not even reality. You got to have what it costs. And if you are not willing to pay what it costs, then brother, stop wanting it. Stop wanting it. Say, I don't want to be free. Say it. I don't want to be in my children's lives. I don't want it. Like, just say it. Just come out and say it. It'll be better for you. Like, just say it. Like, so you can go ahead and do it all the way. Whatever you do, do it all the way. Don't straddle the fence. So wherever you're going to get to, you're going to get to there fast. If you're going the wrong way and you're going the wrong way, man, go the wrong way all the way so you can get to your destination fast. And then maybe you can have a change of heart and say, hold up, that's really what I don't want. And now you can start to go in the right direction that you need to be going in. But don't straddle the fence, brother. Don't straddle the fence. You playing yourself when you straddle the fence. Whatever you're going to do, brother, do it. Don't play though. If you're going to do whatever it takes to stay away from prison and be involved in your children's life, then in your children's lives, then do it.
It's like,
do it all the way.
I'm going to go to jail.
And say, I'm not going to, I'm going to do whatever is necessary to get that done.
We have jobs out there. I mean, I'm actually doing the right things out there. And I act up, I do my dumb shit, but I'm still doing what I need to get done.
Whatever you got to do, brother, do it all the way. I'm telling you. So then that's why when they looked at me, when I was in the streets, they say, this brother is just like on some different stuff. I did that stuff all the way.
And look where they at, look where you're at.
And me doing it all the way, guess what happened? Guess what happened, brother? Me doing it all the way, it got me 10 years.
Oh,
he's talking about something.
It got me 10 years.
Talking about people just talking about when you got out.
It got me 10 years. And what I was willing to do. That's why I put the pistol to the brother's head and pulled the trigger. Because I was willing to go all the way. I was just like so committed. It was like, man, brother, I'm going all the way. I went all the way. And because I went all the way when I was 19, I said, hold up, I gave it my best shot. I gave it my best shot. I gave all of myself. And this is what I got? I'm supposed to be on another level. And I'm sitting up here in prison somewhere as a legal slave, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except for as punishment for a crime where the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist in the United States or any other place subject to their jurisdiction. You mean to tell me I gave it my best shot and I'm a legal slave right now? You mean to tell me I'm somebody's food on their plate?
That's crazy, right?
You mean to tell me people get motorcycles based on me? Because they got more overtime because the prison population is overflowing? You mean to tell me that I gave it my best shot and this is what I got?
Hell no.
So then that let me know that wasn't the thing to do. So then that's why I got into another space and say, I'm about to do this all the way. And that's when I got into scripture. I just started to digest the scripture, to start to develop a new way of thinking. I got into business management in college. I got into administrative office technology. I just started to do everything in my power to change my destination. Because because I wasn't satisfied with the destination that I was at. I was just being real with myself. It's just being honest with yourself. Just saying, man, I don't like it here. And when you say you don't like it here, don't expect nobody to change here but you. You got to change here. Nobody else is going to change here but you.
Yeah, because when everything's said and done, you don't get no cool points, you know, and then you get fucked up.
Yeah, fuck it.
What is they worth? You tell me what they worth.
I'm saying, like, showing how much, you don't have nothing to prove. You know you're going to...
Man, what's it worth?
You can smash someone like that, then, and then you smash them, and then it's like...
What you get?
Yeah.
You get a one-way ticket out the county.
No doubt.
That's all
what you get. What you get.
And then what
That's
did
what
you
I'm
prove?
saying.
What did you prove? Oh, the toughest. Now I got to go deal with this now.
What's tougher is getting the life that you want. That's what's tougher. It's not tough to bang somebody in the head. It's not tough. Tough is saying, man, I'm going to put myself in a place that I want to be. Tough is saying that I'm going to do what's necessary right now so I can be in the place that I want to be.
Just like this. It's like...
I'm working my ass off, getting to see my kid, and he's sitting up in here for almost 40 years old. We're really doing better, though. So if I stop down to his level, let him keep talking to me like a kid and then want to fight him, I ain't going to put myself in no better of a position.
Right.
Trying to prove
a
point.
Exactly. That's all I want to do.
But who are you proving the point to?
And nobody but myself, and that's not going to get me nowhere.
So,
like,
what you say, Jalil, you say clearly that's who you are.
Like 2 years ago, when
yourself.
Like 2 years ago when
that's
I was
crazy.
Here, it was this guy.
You can't tell me that that's the
mentally retarded. This guy was mentally retarded. And then you got this guy who was like, well, I'm tired of him just talking. And
you talking about somebody at Major Metals?
No, it was someone here.
I was about to say.
This was like 2 years ago.
Hold on, let the brother talk.
And he's like, this guy was like mentally ill. Like, he just says anything. And then this guy getting worked up because of the things he's saying. And he's like, oh, I'm going to whoop him and stuff. And it's like, he's dumb. And it's like, okay, you smash him. And then it's like, you don't get no respect for that.
No doubt.
What are you proving? Let him just erase him.
You gotta know your own worth.
Yeah, know your own worth. Don't listen.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
I need Walker and Taylor. They weren't supposed to be in this.
Yeah, no, they got the fatherhood.
In the afternoon.
No, this is like necessary for them to do
What's
this.
that?
The fatherhood group.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah,
It was already approved upstairs.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Okay, yeah, Tom, he know.
All right. How long are you going today?
Until 2.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
No, control. Fuck that.
He wasn't even see
Control.
He seen that big black dude. He was like, okay.
Control.
Yeah. Control. Look.
Right.
Control.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, control.
But that's crazy. You said, man, brothers, you argue with yourself, man. Like brothers is fighting with themselves, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I ain't gonna lie, like, man, all the way back in 2000 when I did my first bit, I stopped myself from smashing somebody out.
Right.
They smacked.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I know I wanted to judicial.
Yeah, no
Man,
doubt.
to this day, it eat me up.
Right.
I feel it.
I remember his name.
Right, no doubt.
I remember what dorm he was in.
Right,
I was
right.
plotting going in his dorm.
Right, no doubt.
To this day, it eats me up. But
No
I
doubt.
swallow that pride.
That stuff hard,
trouble,
man.
you know
That
what
stuff
I'm
is
saying?
hard.
But it sticks with you, so it ain't easy.
That stuff ain't.
It ain't easy to
Yeah.
humble yourself.
That stuff
and
hard,
do it
man.
the right way. You know what I'm saying? But I would have had
More
bad
time.
results if I would have did.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
No doubt.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
gonna
I
lie.
felt, I'd have got him back, but now I got to be in here a little longer. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
You're good
It
at
ain't
work,
gonna
why
be
would
easy.
It's gonna do
You
nothing
know what
for
I'm saying?
you.
But it's gonna benefit you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn.
But you gotta, and I'm not saying, don't let anybody walk all over you, but you just gotta know what your worth is.
So then what did you start to do is you start to say, hold up, let me go ahead and give them people plenty of space. Because that's what I started to do. I started to say, hold up, I see that they kind of risky, and I'm not even going to put myself in a position to try myself, right? Because I might not pass that test, right? I might just go ahead and spaz out. It's possible. 'Cause every day you wake up, it's another test, right? Like, you never have arrived, brother. The fight is on continuously. Every day I wake up, it's a fight, right? I gotta make sure that when somebody is pulling over to my side and they cussing me out because they felt like I was going too slow, it's a fight. I gotta make sure that I pass that test. I'm not guaranteed to pass every test, brother. I know that about myself. So I just try to make sure to the best of my ability that I position people in my life that's not going to try me in that way. Right. So if I see somebody who is cussing people out that's around them, they always have contention and things like that with their relationships, I say, okay, I see how you move.
Right.
I know it's going to be an issue with me and you. Right. So I'm just going to keep it surface level. What's up? Just keep on moving.
Shit,
I keep you over there. The issue is when we start to allow them to get close to us, and then we'll get into a confrontation and things like that. They're gonna talk to us a certain way. I see people talking a certain way, and I'll be like, brother, I'm not about to be around you with you talking that way, because you talk that way, and you're gonna talk that way to me, and I might not be for sure that I might be able to overcome you talking to me that way. I can spaz out. So what I'll do to protect myself is I'll just go ahead and give that person plenty of space. Using my mind to work for me, not against me. Why would I be around somebody that it's a good possibility that they gonna try me in a way that I don't need to be tried?
Right.
And then I'm going to be in a position that I don't need to be in. I don't need to be sitting up here laying in the bushes on nobody, for nobody, because that's a possibility, right? I don't need to be sitting up here like, man, let me lay in the bushes, man, and popping up out of people's garbage cans and stuff like that. Like, brother, what up, though? Like, what's happening? Like, I don't need to be like that. I understand that. So what I do is I say, man, I'm going to do the best that I possibly can to put myself in situations that's going to help me get to where I need to be.
Right. Yeah. Like after that happened, I never had any altercations and nothing. That happened on the court, balling.
Balling. See, that's why I never did ball.
Aggressive, so I'm giving you what you give.
That's why I never did ball.
And so after that, I'm in the art room. There's only certain people that I hoop with.
See what I'm saying? Yup.
Yup. Small.
Yup.
You know, and then people ask me, hey, did that time, you know, you got into it with people, you know, I was like, no, I was like, I'm beating with my brain.
Ain't no doubt. That's
it. I see it before it's coming.
That's it.
It's how you react.
That's it. That's
my people into thinking they won.
No doubt.
You know, just you know what I mean? It's all mental.
No doubt.
The mind is the most powerful tool, man. It's your hands.
It's your mind. It's your mind.
I just take a second to thank all y'all, because all y'all are the only ones that like really uplift me in here.
Wow,
to be honest,
man, no doubt.
Like, bro, he keeps it positive with his paintings and his drawings. You come out with compliments like here and there, like you doing good. You keep me motivated for work and stuff like that, because I see you going out to work. I'm like, yeah, I want to keep going too.
Right.
And you've been complimenting me all day, making me feel good about myself.
I'm telling you, you be tripping. I'll be feeling sometimes.
Hey.
I mean, I say it the right way, but
that's all I
tell you for a reason.
With the young brother, you need to just listen sometimes. You need to sit back and just listen. You find out what's going on around you by not jumping in conversations, talking, because it's just that's your personality.
Yeah, I'm just outgoing.
But in a situation like this, you don't know these people like that. You know what I'm saying? You just sit back and listen.
Two ears.
That'll let you know what'd be cool, who to come approach to and talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't be friendly with everybody, none of that.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I've learned that real quick. Now I got some people I just want to fight, and I know it's not worth it.
I be telling you to shut up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shut up, dude.
Because you'll be able to learn more.
Yeah, like, especially when you be getting to it with certain people, I'll be like, bro, just shut up. Just get off the phone. Like last night I told you, like, bro, get off the phone, man. Like, for real.
Yeah,
you're pushing your time. I'm not gonna sit there like, hey, man. I'm like, man, get off the damn phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I
my kids
looking out for me.
For your best interest.
Yeah, for the best interest.
No doubt.
That's good stuff. And then they now, not even that, you in a position where the CEO your ass. And now I said they cut us down to, okay, now everybody off the phone at 10:30. Now everybody in here on your ass because you done fucked up for everybody else, but now they tired of telling people to go off the phone at 10:50. And you know what I'm saying? The lights off and people's on the phone. So now they be like, all right, well now we're getting off at 10:30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's already jammed up around the time. Now everybody else mad at you.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? It just, one little thing can mess it up for everybody in this type of situation.
Sadly.
No doubt. So yeah, that's it, brothers. That's it, though, man. That's good stuff, man. Good building sessions, man. And I know that I didn't have this when I was doing any time and anywhere. I didn't have, where we had groups and stuff like that with like this. It'd be stuff that, the people who teaching probably don't even want to be there because it's probably the case, man. They don't want to either be there. They just doing it because it's their pay. So they weren't really trying to give me real stuff. you know. So it was just like watered down, and that's why people don't get into
programs. It's just that I can't comprehend with somebody that ain't never been there.
That ain't never been there, right?
Ain't never even experienced even the slightest of what I've been.
Right, no doubt.
Or know what it's like to go out there and not have nothing.
Right, no doubt.
You done had everything, and now it's hard being, because I'm easy to get making $1,800 a day, now I'm making $8 every hour.
Absolutely.
$10 every hour.
Right.
That's the hard part.
Right. And that's what I said. You do the hard, and your life will be easy. You do the hard, your life will be easy, right? I did the hard, my life is easier. And now I'm going to do the hard right now so my life can be even easier, right? So every level is another level of hard that you got to do, and you'll continue to do that to make your life easier, right? Because I did that $8 an hour, and I worked in them type of conditions. Right now I'm in a place to where I've resigned from my third shift job in 2014, right? I've just officially been on salary since last year. But I was doing contracts and stuff like that, selling my books and things like that to continue to pay for my bills and stuff, you know? So now I'm in a place, you know, to now I got a couple of people, I got employees, right? Wow. So now I've employed myself, right, and I've also been able to employ other people, 2 other people, right? It's a beautiful thing. And now I want to be able to employ more. Right? So then that's why I'm doing, right. So then that's why with this grant that we got, I do a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
I recruit, I facilitate, I do a lot of the stuff. You pull back the curtains, it's me like this. Like,
yeah.
To deliver. So now, brother, I'll be in a place, brother, you know, so I work for people, you know. Now, when my checks, it's like, these is my checks, man. Like, my name is all over this puppy. My name is right here. My signature is on the front.
Right. That's not a bad check.
My signature is on the front of the check, brother.
Right. So basically, you sign your own checks. Right?
Brother, my signature is on the front of the check. So it says, paid to the order, Carlos Christian. Authorized signature, Carlos Christian. And when I cash it, guess who's going to sign the back of it? Carlos Christian. So my name is gonna be all over this puppy.
Right. Not like four other people's names.
Brother, my name all over this puppy.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, we in America, brothers. Only can you do 10 years in prison and come home. And sign your own checks.
That's what and I didn't being funny though, but that's what Gucci man said. He said, I'm a CEO and an artist, so I sign myself.
I'm telling you, man, right? Like, it's nothing greater than that, man. It's nothing greater than that. It's nothing greater than that, brother. It's a level of freedom. But you gotta pay for that level of freedom. Freedom is not for free. You got to pay for it. And if you ain't willing to pay for it, brother, quit asking for it.
You get on my nerves.
You got to pay for it, man.
Some good stuff, man. But like I said, bro, you just, I'm not, because like, anybody should know you should be, because you went through it and actually went through it, like actually had it. But it's just like, it's hard to do something.
Why is it always but?
No, because it is though. Because I've never done that.
It is.
I've never done that.
I know, but then
all I've done was like I have 12 felonies on my records, and every single one of them is drugs, possessing drugs,
trafficking drugs. Yeah, I know what you mean, bro.
You got somebody here who's done it.
Now I've never really actually. Only time I worked was because my PO told me to work, and I was still possession of drugs, trafficking of drugs, and drugs at the same time I was doing that. So now it's just like
now you actually
gotta take that away from that, and then actually like, because it ain't nothing for me to, okay, I can make $2,000 real quick, go get a crib, go get a car, and then work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's nothing for me to go do that. But now it's for me to go out there and then work for a month, 2 months straight just to
finally get that $2,000.
Just to be able to obtain that.
Yeah, bro.
It ain't no walk in the park.
It ain't
easy no more.
It ain't.
It ain't easy.
Trust me, bro.
It ain't easy, man.
So before, still there's hard aspects to it, but it was
I'm working, and I'm thinking about how easy it was to stack $2,000 up every couple of days.
Which you already know how to do.
I know it was easy because I didn't play the video game and sit on my ass all day.
And you know, and that's why I tell people, like, just because you so dope don't mean that you're a salesman, right? Don't mean that you like, right? It sells itself. People are coming up to you wanting to buy the dope already. It's not like you gotta convince. They got friends. They already got the amount of money that they coming with. You know when it starts to get challenging, right? And again, like I said, do the hard is when you selling T-shirts, right? To somebody who's pumping gas at the gas station. They going to pump gas. That's what they're using their money for. Right. And then you got to get them to say, hey, this is something else that I can buy right now. Right. They wasn't thinking about buying no dang on Starts Within T-shirt. I done sold thousands and thousands and thousands of Starts Within T-shirts. And they say, how you get it done? Because I just push them puppies. I jump out the car. Man, I was in Orlando one time, and my dudes was driving, and I seen a group of people walking. I just jumped out the car with the shirts, like, brother, what's going on with y'all good brothers, man? Let me holler at y'all for a minute, man. You know, and they looked at me like, hold up, brother, what's going on, brother? Like, I'm coming to do something different. And I'm like, brother, I got these shirts, right? Like, they like, brother, what you, man, my dudes was like, they didn't even know I had jumped out the car. They was like, man, dang, Los, I didn't even know you jumped out the car, man. I'm like, man, I seen it and I didn't wait. I just jumped. Like, we was driving slow. I just jumped. We came to a stop. I jumped out. Boom. And they was like, Los, you ain't even tell us you was about to get out. I felt like the dude on New Jersey Drive, if y'all seen that movie, when the dude was like, he jumped out the car and went over in and robbed the one dude in the parking lot, and he's like, man, I got bail, scared. When the dude was like, man, dang, how you gonna just jump out on me like that and just rob the dude right there? And the dude told him, like, man, I can't wait for you to make a move. I got bail, scared. He's like, but that's how I felt like. I'm like, man, I got to make my moves. And that's how I've been grinding these shirts, brother. That's how I've been grinding the books. That's how I've been grinding.
And it's free. You sell 1,000 shirts for $30 a piece. That's $30.
Brother, I'm talking about thousands. I didn't say 1,000. Thousands, brother.
That's like
thousands.
Self-promoting is free.
Thousands. And then that's another thing too. So when people wear the shirts, they are spreading they spreading the messages. Right? So that's the game.
You got a website?
Yeah.
You should put your website on the shirt.
No, then that'll be like advertisement. So this is like a real design. I don't want it to be like, because then we get into the place where it's just like give the shirt away now, because you putting websites on numbers and stuff like that, then you just give that away. But this is something that you can wear out to the club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can wear it out to the club. It's a real live T-shirt design. So then that's why I put the work into developing this design. Because I didn't want it to be like just something where, you know, we just giving this stuff away. This is how we raise funds. I've been able to contract. I've been able to contract my facilitators based on the shirts. Period. So when I'm paying for the facilitators to come in to teach the brothers who are incarcerated, that stuff was funded by the shirts. Right. Literally. Right. So when brothers is learning how to write their business plans inside of the penitentiary 12 months before they get released, when they learning how to establish their credit while they inside of the penitentiary, I contract an expert credit connoisseur to come in there to teach them how to establish their credit. She pulls their credit report inside of the penitentiary, brothers. She pulls their credit report inside of the penitentiary and dispute what's on their credit report while they are inside of the penitentiary. She shows them how to get the stuff off of their credit reports while they are inside. The delinquent accounts. Because what people were realizing is that they had individuals opening stuff up in their names, because the individuals who are their family members know that they are incarcerated. So you have people opening up direct TV bills in their names. You have people opening up electric bills in their names. You have people opening up credit cards in their names and allowing those accounts to go delinquent. So now what guys was doing is that they were seeing this stuff. First they was taught how to read their own credit report, and then they were taught how to write a dispute letter on their own credit report. Send that stuff to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion and get that stuff off your credit while you are in prison. Yeah. Because you could just go ahead and dispute it and say, hold up, I've been incarcerated since 2011. There's no way that I can open up an account in 2015.
Yeah.
Here goes my incarceration certificate. Stuff gets wiped off of their account. This stuff is documented, brothers. I got files of brothers where you see their credit report one way and now you see their credit report another way. So when people ask us what we doing, real stuff.
Can you still do that when you on the street? Like say like I was incarcerated when certain things happen. Can you still like pull up and like
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can say you gotta make the creditor, man, justify the debt. And once you say that, man, you know, I've never lived at that address. Once you say, man, that's not me, what's the signature? What the signature look like that got signed on that? Where did that come from? Once you start to ask them questions,
that's when they really got to look into it.
But how do you get that paperwork or say he was in prison like that? That's not.
It's public records. You just holler at central office. I needed paperwork. It's crazy, man. This stuff is crazy.
Yeah, more a lot too.
Man, this stuff is crazy, man. You taking me somewhere else too. This stuff is crazy because it's paperwork. It's like a certificate, you know, that you gotta get if you wanted to go back inside of the prison. So when my brother was incarcerated, for me to be able to go in and visit him, I had to get my certificate of incarceration, where it states when I was incarcerated and when I got free, when I'm off papers.
Wow.
It's like a real live paper. And you know what that reminds me of?
That shit that you already went through.
No, It's the same thing with prison, bro. It's the same thing with incarceration, and it got a seal on it. It got a seal on that stuff. It got a seal on it. Freedom papers, brothers. They hide this stuff in plain sight. It's getting hid in plain sight, brothers. Freedom papers.
Literally.
Freedom papers, literally.
Freedom papers is real though.
No, when you was a slave.
Yeah,
when you was a slave, I'm talking about it's still the same thing now. They got records, and you got to request that record to say that you are free, that you're not a runaway. Oh my gosh, brothers. Now you see why I say you got to be willing to do whatever it takes to get over this. So if it takes the Harmony House, brother, you better go lay on that Harmony House bed.
Stop with the Harmony House.
If you got to go to the Harmony House, you better lay on that bed, brother. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes.
Damn.
Shit, I'd sleep out in my truck if I had to.
Whatever it takes.
Me personally, man, I think I put up with that toxic female for Rob
Whatever it takes. And take her stuff then. Whatever it takes. I'm going to take that toxic female. I'm going to take all of her stuff. And I'm just going to keep my head. I'm not going to go back and forth with her. I'm just going to use the situation so I can get to where I need to get to. If that's what you need to do, brother, then that's what you need to do. If it's going to get you further ahead, it's going to get you further ahead. Brother, whatever it takes to get further ahead, to get over this, brother, you got to do it. But don't sit up here coming to the table talking about what you ain't gonna do.
Because the Harmony House too much like this. 3 meals a day, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever it takes.
Bunk bed.
Whatever it takes.
Curfew.
Whatever it takes.
You don't want to be there so bad, bro?
Whatever it takes. 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 Whatever it takes.
Don't go selling dope.
Surrounded by. But that's even worse. I'm surrounded by nothing but junkies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even worse.
Yeah, right.
So that's what we're going to come with today. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So
whatever it takes.
It'll be more beneficial, like you're saying, to put up with the female, stack your money, then get your own play.
Then do that.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. You gonna have to listen to her telling you like you ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You like okay. This is my house, and you gotta keep. You gotta swallow it. Whatever it takes.
Damn right, it's your house. Shit.
Whatever it takes.
I'm just here to shit shower. Shit.
Whatever works for you, but brother, do what it takes. Do what it takes.
Maybe sleep. If you
gotta sleep in the laundromat, brother, sleep in the laundromat. Hey?
Shit, I'll give you my information.
If you gotta get a job and you gotta sleep on whatever it takes, brother. If you gotta get a car, sleep in the car, brother. Whatever it takes, brother. Like Whatever it takes.
The dog eats dog world.
Man, that's crazy, man. Slave papers. Slave papers. A certificate of incarceration.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was an actual thing. Like a certificate. Like
I didn't either until they showed it to me.
You get released from prison, you just get like the little paper you sign, whatever.
No, you don't get none of that.
You don't get none of that.
You gotta submit. You gotta submit. I had to submit to it. That's when I found out about it. I had to submit for it because I wanted to visit my brother.
Right.
So I had to get a certificate of incarceration. I'm sure if I would have probably went for other things too, I probably would have had to submit for it too as well. There's probably other things that I would have to do to get that. But it's like, I mean, when I look at stuff like that, I'll be like, that's why I put the 13th Amendment on my shirt. Because I want people to know that stuff. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except for as punishment. And everything about prison, man, it relates to slavery. Everything about prison. When you think about it, when they carry you on the bus, shackle ankle to wrist, and you handcuff next to somebody, they interlock you. You know, and that's how they transport you.
Brother's shoulder to sleep on during the ride.
Same thing with the boats. Same thing with the boats when they was bringing brothers over from Africa. Same thing with the boats, brothers. It's now the boats that turned into the Bluebird.
That's a lot. We enslaved ourselves.
What?
Exactly. Back then.
I agree. Like I said,
instead of being, we were just already kind, caring people and looking out like.
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that.
I mean, like, that's good gracious.
I wasn't even saying that.
Some of them was prisoners of war.
No doubt. It was greed. It was greed. So it was greed. So then they was putting something in front of us for us to go ahead and jump on, and we say, hold up, I got some people for sale that we was able to dominate. So we was sold by other people.
You can't say that.
We would have won that fight though.
You can't say that Africans didn't put up a fight. They came in with guns and everything.
It's no, and another thing too. It's no way that people can travel across the dang on ocean to a whole continent with all of those people, unless you have people working for you on our side.
Yeah.
So then that's the only way that you can get it accomplished. But if we would have banded together and said, no, ain't no way you taking none of us on no boats, we would have been able to overcome them. They wouldn't have had enough weapons. We would have took their weapons because we would have been willing to die too.
Right.
You ain't, And there would have been too many people willing to die, and then we wouldn't have came here. So everything that happens to us, we gotta always take accountability and responsibility for it. I'm not no victim. I'm a victor. A victim is helpless. A victim is helpless. I'm a victor. I win.
Right.
Either I'm a winner or I'm gonna die trying. Either or. Right. You put me on a treadmill with somebody else. This is a story Will Smith said, and it was a nice story.
Inspirational story.
Yeah. He said you put me on a treadmill with somebody else, and you can put us on the treadmill. I'm trying to talk. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go. Right, you're right. Bro, you going, you be charged up like boom,
boom.
Right. You put me on a treadmill with somebody else, two things is going to happen. He says this. He says either you gonna get off the treadmill first, or I'm going to die on the treadmill.
Run it. Take your bet.
Either you are getting off the treadmill first, or I'm going to die on the treadmill.
So I'm not giving up until you give up first. Let's go.
So he said, or else I'm going to be dead.
Run it up.
So when you come with that level of energy, it's hard for other things to stand up against that. When you say, I'm going to do it or die, it's hard for anything to stand up against that. If I'm looking at the top of the mountain and I say, man, either you going to see me at the top of the mountain chanting my victory, or I'm going to be dead on the side of the mountain somewhere, but I'm not coming back down here to the bottom.
Right. Get rich or die.
Like either or. I'm not going to stop until I get there, or I'm going to be dead on the side of the mountain. Now let's go ahead and put it in another way. I'm not going to stop putting in the work on myself until I'm the father that I need to be with my children, or I'm going to be dead. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to be the father that I need to be to my children. to establish that relationship that I need to have with my children so I can transfer the information. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Nothing is going to stop me. I love this stuff because it gives me the energy that's necessary to go at it. And then what I realize is, man, everything becomes like water. It just gets out your way.
Cleared your mind.
When you come with that level of energy,
yeah, nobody's stopping.
Water. Stuff gets out your way. It goes around you. You able to just walk through stuff like, and people are looking and be like, how the heck this brother doing that and doing that? It's because up here. That's all it is. It's up here. Up here changes the game. That's what it is, brothers. This is better than a walk in the park.
I mean, we could have the father within
no,
the park.
No doubt,
father
man.
within the
No
park,
doubt.
you know what I'm saying?
Right, man. But let's cover this. Let's cover this section because I got to get over there to the VOA, work with them brothers over there. Okay, so let's cover this next session. The next layer that we peeling back to establishing a strong, positive relationship with our children. Remember what a strong, positive relationship is, right? It's a relationship without
built on trust,
without barriers.
Right, relationship without barriers, because we are trying to transfer information. Right, we trying to get our children the information so then they can develop off of our information. We want them to go out there with a philosophy that's going to work for them. We want them to have a mind that works for them, right, in life. We don't want them to have a mind that works against them, right? So then that's why it is our responsibility as fathers to develop their minds so then when they get adults, when they become adults, their minds are assets. That means that their minds add value to their lives. It doesn't strip the value from their lives because it's a liability. So then that's our responsibility as fathers. So then that's why we want to establish the strong positive relationship, because we want to be able to transfer the information to them so then they can develop in the right way that's going to work for them. That's why we put in that work. That's why we plant the seed to establishing a strong positive relationship. That's why it's so important, because the only way that the information can be transferred is through the strong positive relationship. The only way that we're going to be able to have the influence is through the strong positive relationship. So then that's why we say, I got to go and do everything in my power to get it done. And that's why we started at where? Understanding what type of father that we're going to deliver to our children. The first place is starting, man, understanding I'm not going to give my children just any old type of father. I'm going to be intentional and deliberate about what type of father that I'm going to give to my children. And that just takes us, what? Reflecting on our past, the past interactions that we've had with our parents and the adults that brought us up, and we duplicate the positive, right? Intentional. And then we identify and resist the negative. So when my son says that he wants these shoes or that shoe for school, I'll be like, okay, no doubt, because my father used to give me the shoes that I wanted for school. He didn't go and buy the shoes that he wanted and gave to me and give to me. He went and he allowed me to choose. And that made me feel good about the relationship. So now what I do as a father, I just, man, duplicate that positive. I give my son the ability to make a choice. Because I know that that's going to produce positive feelings inside of them, because I'm intentional on establishing a strong positive relationship, because I'm trying to get a job done, right? I'm trying to make sure that I give them the information that they need to have. Just like we sit here and throw back and forth information, right? And get better, that's the same thing we want to do with our children, right? Right? So then that's what it's all about. So that's why we focus on a strong positive relationship, and that's how we get it started. We just say, man, what type of father am I going to deliver to my children, right? And then we started talking about what was the goals that we have for our children. The first section was the goals that we have for ourselves as fathers, and then the next section is what is the goals that we have for our children. What type of adults do we want them to become? And we base our goals on what? What type of character that we want them to be that's going to warrant success, not what type of profession that we want them to be. And then we encourage the behavior when we see them exhibiting some of our goals. When we see them doing their best, we encourage the behavior. Encouragement means to be specific. It's telling them exactly what they did, how it benefited the situation, and how it's going to benefit them in the future. So we capitalize on the opportunity to lock it into their heads, because now once they start to understand what it is that they did, how it benefited the situation, how it's going to benefit them in the future, what they will start to do is look for different ways to show you the same thing that they know how to do, because they got an understanding. Encouragement is different from praise. Praise is just generic. Good girl, good boy. It doesn't take that much energy. It doesn't take that much time. It takes more time to encourage. It's about the level of effort. All of this stuff is effort. Who can determine the amount of effort that you're going to put in?
Only you.
Only you. Only you can determine the amount of effort that you are going to put in to get what you want. And you got to say, man, I'm going to give my best effort. And if you're giving your best effort, then what type of results are you going to get? You're going to get the best possible results. And that's what it's all about. So we want to make sure that we encourage the behavior so we can accomplish the goals with our children. And then we said what? The next layer was the art of listening. Nothing says that you are there for a person more than just to listen, right? So often, what is it that we want to do? We want to talk more than we listen. But if I don't listen to you, then what I will not get from you is what? In understanding. Information. The information in regards to you. What's going on with you? How you feeling? How to handle you. If I don't know how to, if I don't get the information from you, then I'm going to mishandle you because I don't have no understanding of you. You can't trust me because I'm not listening to you. So then that's why we want to definitely practice on the listening piece, because that's what's going to be necessary to establish that strong positive relationship. And we can practice listening here. Everybody always willing to talk here. Just listen. Just do the things that shows them that you are there and engaged in the conversation. What are some things that we can do? Eye contact.
Head nods.
Head nods.
A little bit of yeah.
No doubt. Short phrases, most definitely. I see, right? You've been doing that the whole time. You've been doing that the whole time. Right. That's what you've been doing, right? That lets me know that you are engaged in a conversation. And it encourages me to continue to talk. And as long as I continue to talk, you're going to get more information from me. The more information from me that you get, the better off you'll be. Because if you can get people to talk, they'll tell you everything. How much information I done gave y'all brothers? Y'all brothers be like, no doubt. Wow. Must be exciting. Like naming what I might be feeling and everything. And when y'all do that stuff, that just gets me to go and continue to bring more stuff back. Hey, brother, this is what I did. Hey, brother, this is also what I did. Brother, because if I tell you what I did, then that gives you the ability to be able to do it. Bro, just how you made investments? Yeah, brother, I got a Scottrade account. Now you know. This is how you establish your credit? Yeah, brother, this is how I established my credit. I did this and I did that. Brother, this is how I bought my home. This is how I bought my home. Solo dolo. Only me is on the loan. This is how I got it done, brother. This is how you got it done, brother. No doubt. Brother, this is how I got the big body. Brother, this is how you got the big body. No doubt. Brother, this is how I got a shared parenting plan. This is how you got a shared parenting plan. No doubt. This is how I... As long as your brothers get me to continue to talk,
yeah, I'm engaged.
Brother gonna be suited and booted. You're gonna be locked and loaded. But that happens when you listen. And you showing me that what I have to say, it matters. If I feel like that what I have to say doesn't matter, then what type of energy am I gonna come with? I'm gonna be like, I'm just about to get through this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Brother, that's what it is. But that's why I can go off the side and pull other stuff, because brother's like, oh, I want some more stuff. And it's like, no, I'm going to get other stuff. We ain't even started the parenting piece. I'm going to get more stuff, like boom, 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 brother. Because brothers is engaged. That's how you build strong relationships. Because when you show somebody that you are there to listen, then that tells that person that they matter. So now they will be more comfortable being around you. But when people feel like that they don't matter, and the way that they can feel like that they don't matter is when you don't give them that listening ear. Nothing says that you are there for a person more than just to listen. So then that's why it's so imperative that we listen if we want to have a strong relationship. And listening is not taking over the conversation. Listening is not asking questions. Listening is not, criticizing. Listening is not providing answers when answers were not asked for. Listening is just being there. No doubt. Most definitely. Empathetic facial expressions. Wow. Must be exciting. Name what somebody must be feeling. Right? Like all of that is listening. And that keeps people to continue to talk. That keeps our children to continue to talk. Our children will love to be in our presence because we make them feel valuable. You make somebody feel valuable when you listen. These are the keys, right? And then the next layer that we peeled back was forgiveness. 3 prongs to forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness, forgiveness of self, and then forgiveness of others, right? So we can make sure that we can progress in life. Forgiveness is our gift to be able to progress in life. So then that's why we want to make sure that we continue to practice that forgiveness thing because it's actually beneficial for us. And do we need anybody else for the forgiveness process to run its course? It's just us. That means it takes me to ask for forgiveness. It takes me to forgive myself. It takes me to forgive others. That means that I can ask you for forgiveness because I've done you wrong, and you can stay mad, hold a grudge against me, but it still will not stop me once I forgive myself. Right. And I move forward. Yeah. You holding a grudge is only keeping you back, not me back, because you are still attaching me to something that I did back here, where that person who was back here is no longer here. Right? I'm up here now. And it would be best for you to recognize me up here because you can benefit from me being up here. I got something to help you get to the next level up here. I got the keys to the doors to your next level attached to my hip. But because you are still holding me to back here, you can't access my keys that I got to the doors to your next level because you still talking about I'm back then. I didn't have the keys back then. I got the keys now. Yeah. You gonna sit up here and say, I'm gonna show you, Carlos, I ain't gonna take them keys to open up the door to my next level. And I'm like, okay. Because I'm gonna still continue to move forward.
Nah, give me them keys.
Who are you hurting? Me or yourself?
I need all that.
I don't care who it is. It can be the KKK. If you got keys to my next level, I don't care what the heck done been done. Let me get them keys. Because I'm so mission driven. I'm so mission driven. I'm so into evolving and developing into the best version of myself. I have no time. I cannot afford to hold any grudges against nobody. I can't afford it.
Yeah, because what's the point of wasting all your time, putting all your effort and energy into somebody that don't even give a fuck about you?
They don't care, or else either they don't care or they moving forward themselves. Right. A lot of times the people who done that wrong to you, they support the wrong. So you being mad is not going to change the way that they think.
Yeah.
They still support it because in their minds it was actually right. Right. In their minds, you got what you got coming.
You can't argue with ignorance. That's why ignorance is bliss.
So you just
pass it off.
Right, absolutely. So you just move forward. So then that's the forgiveness piece. And then we talked about discipline yesterday. And discipline, we said, man, discipline means to teach, right? We want to make sure that we teach our children and not punish our children. Punishment is to hurt or harm. The way that we get that done is by understanding the two different consequences. We said it's a natural consequence, right? Natural consequence means that it's a consequence that is already delivered by whatever act that was committed. It's a consequence that's there. An example of that is don't touch that stove. You touch that stove, then you burn your hand. The consequence is what? The burning of the hand. You feeling the discomfort. It's a natural consequence. It's already there. What we don't want to do is add a consequence to a consequence that's already there. When we add another consequence and say, you touched the stove and burnt your hand, now I'm about to whip your butt because I told you not to touch the stove, is that double jeopardy? It's excess, right? Right. So now we said logical consequence, and a logical consequence is a consequence that matches the actual offense. And that causes us to really think about what the consequence is because we want that shoe to fit. We don't want it to be any old consequence. We want to really think about it because we are protecting the relationship. When we do that, then we will be in discipline mode, not in punishment mode. And when we are in discipline mode, then that establishes that strong relationship with our children that we need to be able to get done the work that we need to get done in developing their minds.
Building structure.
It's building the structure. Absolutely right. That's the foundation. So now this next layer that we're going to peel back is called democracy at home. So with democracy at home is saying that every voice in the household is heard. So it's just saying that you're giving your children a voice. When you give your children a voice, it establishes a level of respect and love for you that is needed for a strong relationship. Just giving them a voice. Just giving them a voice. Just letting them know that, man, this is your life and you got some say-so in your life.
Basically like saying, okay, we want to go on a trip to Six Flags, but the kid says, well, I want to go to Kings Island, Splash Harbor, I want to go to Cedar Point.
And you take that into consideration, and you say, okay, I'm going to listen to where you say you want to go, because it don't mean that we going, but I'm going to let you know that I'm going to take it into consideration. I'm going to listen to you. You're going to feel comfortable coming to me and say, Dad, man, can we go here this time? And you comfortable with approaching me with your voice. Democracy. It's not a dictatorship. It's a democracy. So then my daughter, she'll say, Dad, man, listen, no lie. She'll say, Dad, man, hey, can I go ahead and eat in the living room? Can I eat in my bedroom? And people, her mom would be like, no, don't let her eat in the bedroom. And I'll be like, no, I'm going to give her a chance. And you know how she felt when I gave her a chance? And I said, daughter, you eat in the bedroom. You got to make sure that you bring your plate back out of the bedroom because I don't want the place in the bedroom stacking up and then food and stuff. And now I got ants in the house. I don't want that. So make sure if you're going to eat in the bedroom, I'm going to give you a shot. You come to me, although we are supposed to eat at the table. I said, man, why not? You can eat in your bedroom. And she said, yeah, I want to eat in the bedroom watching my TV. And I said, make sure you bring your plate out of the bedroom. So now, guess what she did? As soon as she got done eating, she didn't wait. As soon as she got done eating, she went on ahead and brought that plate out of the bedroom. And she was excited to show me, Dad.
Look, I cleaned up my mess.
Right. So I gave her a choice. You see what I'm saying? I gave her a voice. I understand that, yeah, it's traditional for us to eat at the table.
But every now and then it's
But why not? Every now and then, why not? I give her a voice. So I said, man, yeah, no doubt. I don't see nothing wrong with that. My daughter said, man, you know what? Hey, can I take a bath every other day? And I said, you know, why not? You know what I'm saying? So now, right, absolutely. Okay. So now the relationship becomes more pleasant because she believes that she has a voice in her life.
I'm gonna go get ready for my visit.
Okay, RG. So then that's democracy at home. That's giving our children a voice, and that can strengthen the relationship. We don't want to come and say, you're gonna do what I say and do what I say. All right. Shut up. Do what I say. I made the rules. I'm pay the bills. I'll put the clothes on your back. You gonna wear what I tell you to wear. You gonna do what I tell you to do. I give my children the ability to be able to make a choice. So then that means if she wants to wear the purple Oshkosh bagashas, I started this when she was 2. She wanted to wear the purple Oshkosh bagashas, and I say, and they didn't match her lime green clothes that she had on. Her mom said, no, you can't wear that. You got to wear something that matches. Wear some white shoes. And she was like, no, she was dead set on wearing the purple Oshkosh bagashas. So what I said is, let her wear the purple Oshkosh bagashas. Let her wear what she wants to wear. At the end of the day, we're going to make sure she's going outside with shoes on because we understand that we don't want her feet to be harmed. right? So we can let her make a decision within our ultimate decision, which is you got to wear shoes on when you go outside because that's for your safety. Now, what shoes you gonna wear? I'm gonna give you the ability to make that decision. It makes them feel positive about the relationship. All of this stuff is strategy, man. It's strategy. They feel good about the relationship. Just like you would feel good when you got the ability to make a choice. Just think about how you would feel when somebody says, man, you know what? Yeah, hey, I'm going to hear what you got to say. And then when you know that you've been heard, then it's like, man, you know what? I feel good, man. Because I feel like I've been heard. And that's democracy at home, right? That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we give our children a voice. The next thing that we want to do is we want to create harmony between us and our children. How do we create harmony? A lot of times what we need to do to create harmony is we got to just include, ourselves into what harmony, we are asking.
Harmony basically like being in sync with one another, right?
Right. Well, it's just having an harmonious environment. I don't want have you ever
everybody on the same page?
Right. Have you ever been in an environment where it's tension there and you're like, dang, you can cut the tension with a knife? Right? There's so much tension in the environment. The tension be there between a parent and child, right? Where the child sees the parent coming in and they got a war going on inside of them in regard to the parent. It's a war going on because of the way that the child feels about the parent. So then that's why we want to create harmony to where the child is not looking at it as war, where they are looking at it as, man, this is a good environment. It's harmonious, man. It's lovely. That's how we can do what? Transfer the information that we need to get to them. We can continue to be effective in our parenting. We can be influential because it's harmonious. It's not a war going on between child and parent. How many children do you think has declared war against their parents because of the way that their parents have made them feel?
People do you technically say that as like a bad thing? Because some kids just might be mad because your dad was like, you didn't clean your room up today, so you're not going outside to play. It's just what it is.
So now, I'm glad you said that, right? It's a way that you say it. It's a way that you do it. If we're going to create harmony, what I've realized is that what I do is that, and I started off like this, especially with them being younger. I started off like this. I said, man, you know what? Hey, come on, let's go ahead and clean your room. And then when we clean their room together, they more inclined to do it. And they more ready to get it done. Because they like, oh, dad with me, he helping me out, right? But when you telling them to go, now they feel like that you are demanding. And that's what creates the negativity inside of them. And that's why they feel like that they just being bossed around. They feel like that they are being dominated. But when you go ahead and say, come on, let's, right? It's just like me telling you, man, go over there. But if I say, come on, let's walk over here, you feel more better about going over there than me telling you, go over there. So then that's why we got to change our delivery.
Which is harmony.
Which is harmony.
Everybody on the same page.
Absolutely right.
Like if I'm in a choir and I'm singing alto, soprano with everybody else, but I might be alto, you may be soprano, and you hit a wrong key. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make everybody else sound off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I got a scenario, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
My sister was late coming home. She just got a boyfriend. She's 17. She of course, she's grown, but we all was there.
Right.
Okay. Her and dad got into it because she was late coming home. Dad, you got to give me your keys. So her plan was to run out the house, take a key and come to my house. I don't know why my house was the safest.
Right.
Just a big brother. I'm not going to get involved with you and your pops. So you got it. But, the next day she comes and tells me about it. And of course she's like, me and dad, we beefing. I don't even want to be around this man anymore. He took my keys because I was late coming home. I'm like, you late coming home. We all been there, done that.
Right.
I was late coming home a couple times, and shoot, I got my keys. I didn't
got the car keys taken?
I really wasn't that bad of a kid, so they was like, just don't do it again with me. But she's a girl,
right?
So it's a little different with her than it was with me. Because of course they were like, we know where you was at. Next time call. That's how my mom was like, if you gonna be late, call.
No doubt.
If you ain't gonna call, then
it's always
clearly it's gonna be.
It's double standard.
But my mom had felt bad for her. So my mom had took her side, because of course she had felt bad because dad had jumped on her because she was trying to get out the house. Like where the F is you really going?
Right.
She like, I'm going to Jalil's house, and you're like, no, it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't know, nigga, you ain't going to Jalil's house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so,
well,
I mean, but don't get it twisted. So now, I mean, like, they was beefing because he had jumped on her, but she didn't get the idea that she was late coming home. And I mean, like, that was the war between them two.
Right.
They always going at it. I mean, that's just how dad plays too much and mommy plays way too much.
Right.
They bump heads all the time, but it's just the fact that, where do you assert yourself in that situation?
Right. He said the other day when he said about, all right, now, you late. I'm not gonna take your keys because it's kind of a harsh punishment.
Right.
Now you gotta implement something
that fits the actual offense. That's not excessive.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what he asked as a brother. How should you insert yourself?
How should you insert yourself as a brother?
You should have went over there with him, and then, like you said, sometimes you gotta be that voice, the mediator in between things.
This is great.
It's not like but dad wasn't wrong. This is dad.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
But she's also growing into an adult as well.
Right.
So he can't
and she's gonna get further and further away from Pop, right? Because it's a wedge getting driven in that relationship, right? Because she's feeling a certain type of way about him. So he is left to what? Jump on her, try to instill more fear. And it's not working.
You really don't want her to
it's not going to work.
Because we always gonna look. It's like I'm pretty sure you got daughters.
I mean, but don't get it twisted. If me and my daughter, I got into it, and she had said that she was going to my mother's house, you know what I mean? At least I know where you're at.
But that's where trust come in at.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I am mad at you, and of course, for me to calm down, it may be better for you to assert yourself to my mother's house.
So the only thing you can do is support her wherever she at, right? But I want you to understand what's going on with that relationship between daughter and father, right? And why is it getting like that? It's just going to blow up more and more and more. And again, it has to go with the strength of that relationship. But we got to be intentional about establishing a strong relationship because that's how you get the influence. When you have harmony, when you have the discipline the way that it needs to be, whereas the communication, the art of listening, when you start to peel back those layers, I bet you that a lot of that stuff is being missed. The daughter probably is talking to her father, saying stuff that's going on, and he might not have time. He might not understand the importance of listening, and he's just trying to tell her what to do, and she's taking it a certain way. She's establishing negative feelings inside of her, so she's going out there doing what she wants to do outside of his information. So now it's turning into rebellion. But again, that's why I say, man, that relationship is so powerful, and you got to establish it. That's the only way you're gonna be. It's gonna make your life easier.
And I think another reason why stuff like that happens because of the fact that we as men, fathers, especially because I got two daughters too, but I don't know what it's like to have a daughter at 17 yet.
Right? Yeah, no doubt.
But I know that day, when it comes to that point when my daughter's 17, might be 18, if my relationship ain't all the way together with her, I might not never see her again or see her as more often as I would. You see what I'm saying? Because they're grown. They're off in life. They might move to another state. So you got to think about it. He probably really in a predicament where I don't want my baby to go. I don't want my baby. I want my baby to be here. I can't be protective over my baby. If something happens to her, I can't be there for my baby. If a man put his hands on her, I can't drive 5 hours, 10 hours away to go, help her out or be there for her.
But that's what I'm saying. But we don't even. But that's why I say it's so important for us to understand, man, what our responsibility is. Our responsibility is not to keep babies, right? Our responsibility is to develop our babies into adults that can function on their own. Our responsibility is not. Our children are not there for our entertainment, right? They are there for us to develop them, and then they go on, right? And then we go ahead and transition into a different life. My children, like my son, I talk to him when I talk to him, right? He's going on and doing other things, right? It's his life, right? But guess what? I'm doing different stuff. As we continue to get older in life, we do different things, man. And then we can come together on family events and stuff like that. But it changes the dynamics of the relationship as we get older. But that's why it's just so important for us to be intentional about what we're doing. So when you create that harmony in the household, guess what it's going to do? It's going to put you in a position to be able to be influential in your children's life, right? Me giving my daughter the opportunity to choose to go into the bedroom, that's to eat. That's where it starts. It's little things like that. Either you taking little steps to get you to there, or you taking little steps to get you to over there, right? Whatever you're doing, you taking steps, right? What steps are you taking, and which direction are you going? Is going to determine the destination that you're going to be at. Either you're going to be in a destination of a strong, positive relationship, or you're going to be in a destination of a weak relationship. And weak relationships are hell. Strong relationships are paradise. Right? Because you can get stuff done. The respect is there. Because in those weak relationships, you left to what? Try to instill fear, dominate, to get stuff done. When they square up and blow up on the child, is because they like, man, they care. They want the child to be successful, but they're not going about it the right way because they literally don't know. They just going off of what they feel. And they not using their mind. Because they ain't went through the information. They ain't been through the Father Within class, right? People ain't taking classes. People is just doing it.
Winging it.
They winging it. Yeah. People is winging it.
I ain't gonna lie, when people say like, oh, it's better late than never, or certain situations. Like my dad came home, went to prison before I was born. He went to the feds. He came home 10 days after my 16th birthday. But he tried to come home. We didn't have a relationship while he was really locked up. Yeah. He tried to come home and be a father instead of trying to be my friend. And
no doubt.
Like he tried to be too much father.
Absolutely.
And instead of trying to, like, bro, I don't even know you, dude.
And that was the
guilt. But now the damage has already been done. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, the only thing you can really do for me is be my best friend versus trying to be my father. Get me to be ready for these next 2 years.
Right.
Be an adult.
Right. Absolutely.
Instead of trying to
put
me on punishment. Like, man, I'm 16 years old, dude. What are you talking about? Like,
absolutely.
I'll whoop you.
Right. Absolutely. So fellas, and let's wrap up real quick too. I want to touch over these next two principles that you can do, you can implement in your household with your children. One of the things that you can do is also that can create the harmony is allowing them to participate in other tasks that needs to be done in the house. So you can say, man, can you set the table for dinner? That gives them a sense of worth because they are bringing something of value to the table. You can say, man, hey, yeah, you can help me cook today, right? They love that. Children, especially young children, they love that. So I allow my daughter or my son to help with cooking. They love every bit of that because they feel like that they are participating in the overall, structure of the household, in the household going. If they help build up the house, then it's going to be more difficult for them to tear it down. They're not going to tear down something that they help build. Right. If they help build a harmonious environment, then it's going to be more difficult for them to tear it down, right? So even when other children might come over, they're going to be like, hold up, you ain't about to mess up this way we go do over here. We got harmony over here. Don't be coming in here with this chaos, right? Because they help build up the harmonious environment. This right, I'm saying this stuff is crazy, man. I'm talking about this stuff is crazy, man. Like when I'll go get my niece or something like that from Cleveland or whatever, they be like, man, hold up, man, we run this puppy a certain way. Right? Because they love the environment. Because I'm intentional about the environment that we are in.
I could just see your kid, like, you talk about, hey, Dad, I want this new PS5. And you be like, no, son, not right now. He's like, why not? He's like, I demand a lot because I brought a lot to that table last night.
Right. Absolutely, man. So, fellas, so then that's what it is. That's the creating harmony inside of the household. That's democracy at home, giving our children a voice. It's another layer to establishing a strong, positive relationship with our children. It's the work that we are willing to put in, which will determine where we will be at, how our relationships with our children will be. If we do not put in the work, then the relationships will not be in the place that we want it to be. We got to ask ourselves, what are we willing to do? What are we willing to do, brothers? What are we willing to do for a strong, positive relationship with our children?
Relationship without marriage.
What are we willing to do?
Wrong time.
Whatever
it takes.
Whatever it takes.
What are we willing to do? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. All right, so let's break out this session with a loud chant of whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes,
all right,
man.
on the count of 3, whatever it takes, man. We're going to wake up people who still sleeping at 2 o'clock, whatever. It don't matter, man. We're going to wake them up, man, on the count of 3. That's the energy we on. 1, 2, 3. Whatever it takes! Ah! I love that, man. That's the energy.
I should have did it at opera style. You ain't even heard that part of me yet.
Say the opera joint.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, brothers. That's how we going on. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes, man. Anything else is unacceptable.